One of the most useful things to remember is the unit circle. It's like the fin of math. So I'm going to teach you all real quick. So this is what the unit circle looks like. As you can see, there are x and y coordinates every 30 degrees or pi over 6 radians. The x value is the cosine of that angle, and the y value is the sine of that angle. Each coordinate can be one of 5 absolute values, 0, 1, root 3 over 2, 1/2, and root 2 over 2. Let's start at the angle 0 degrees or 0 radians. Since the circle has a radius of 1, the coordinates are 1, 0. If we move 90 degrees or pi over 2 radians, we now have coordinates of 0, 1, another increment, and we reach negative 1, 0. Finally, if we travel one more quarter circle, we reach
0.
negative 1.
Okay, but remembering those requires a minor effort. It's just common sense. The cosine and sine of the angles in between are more difficult.
Drake, you're not helping. Okay, yes, it is more difficult. Let's knock out the easiest one first. The increments of 45 degrees or pi over 4 radians. The coordinates are always root 2 over 2 and root 2 over 2. The sign then matches the quadrant of the coordinate plane that we are currently in.
Yeah, so if we are in quadrant 1, it is positive x and positive y. Quadrant 2 is negative x and positive y. Quadrant 3 is negative x and negative y. And quadrant 4 is positive x and negative y. This obviously applies for any coordinates we could have.
Yes, Drake Drizzy. Okay, here's the hardest part. At every 30 degrees or pi over 6 radians, we have coordinates of either root 3 over 2, 1/2, or 1/2 root 3 over 2. The way I like to think about this is to consider which point is closest to the x and y axes.
Oh, that is smart, Travis. Thanks for doing some for me. So since root 3 over 2 is bigger than 1/2, if that is the x coordinate, the point must be closer to the x-axis, like 30 degrees or pi over 6 radians. If it is the y-coordinate, we must be closer to the y-axis, like 60 degrees or pi over 3 radians.
Yes, Drake, but you're making me uncomfortable. These coordinates must match the sign of the quadrant they're in also. Okay, no more feigning him a dip. Subscribe.